Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to Grumpus on Fire. I'm Grumpus, but we're fixing to do an all-night cook for a special day tomorrow. So kick back, relax, stick with me, I'll explain what it's all about. Well, tomorrow's my 2-year anniversary with YouTube. I can't believe it's been 24 months since I uploaded my first video. It's been a lot more work than I thought, but it's been so rewarding. I've made so many new friends and acquaintances online, and y'all welcome me with open arms, and I really appreciate it, and consider a lot of you guys out there very close friends. So to celebrate this event, I've got a 19.5-pound brisket. We're going to trim it up here real quick, get it tossed on the Lone Star Grill. We'll see if we can keep that around 225 to 250, and we'll just tend fire all night. So let's get this thing ready to go. Well guys, some things just never change. I just trimmed up most of this brisket, and I forgot to hit the record button. So anybody new, I apologize that you didn't get to hear me explain what I was doing here. And for you guys that have seen me do this before, I guess you just got lucky this time. So basically I'm just trying to streamline this a little bit, cut off the fat. I'm going to leave a little bit of the fat on there. That's pretty soft, it's going to render down. Anything discolored, I'm going to get rid of it. This didn't have a real heavy decal on it. This all feels pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and round off this corner. This is 19.5 pounds. So this is going to be a long cook because I'm going low and slow with it. I've tried hot and fast a few times. It just really doesn't seem to work out for me. I'm not happy with the results. I'm sure I just need more practice. But I know low and slow, so that's what I generally run with. Tell you what, price of beef right now, you just don't want to gamble with a whole lot of new stuff and take the risk of ruining a good piece of meat. That's a little thing right there. Let's round that off. Get a silver skin here, we'll get that off. It really gouged into that. That's not the end of the world, but we don't want to do that a lot. Trying to hurry here because I want to get this meat on before it gets too late. It's going on 10 o'clock. I had planned on getting this on by 6, but when I pulled the meat out of the refrigerator, it had kind of shuffled itself back and got up against the back of the refrigerator, and the point froze on me. So if it looks a little anemic at the moment, it's because I had it in a sink of water. Trying to get that thing thawed out real quick so we can get it on the pit tonight. Having a sharp knife helps. Now see, that's pretty soft right there. I'm just going to leave that. And I'll cut that loose piece off right there. I'm not going to dig deep. But I think that'll render all right. This brisket's got a lot of fat going all the way through it. That's it's not very thick there, but I noticed when I picked it up at the store, it felt really, really loose. So I think it's going to cook up pretty nice. So let's go through here. Any little loose pieces we see like this, let's get them off. They're just going to burn. Round this thing up a little bit. It feels pretty good to me. I mean, you can pick at these things for hours. And it comes a point where you just have to decide that's enough. Time to get it on the fire. Turn this around, take a one more peek at it. The butcher kind of gouged it right here, but I think it'll be all right. Now, if this meat was a little colder, it'd be easier to trim, because that fat would be a little bit more solid. But if your knife's good and sharp, you can power through it. I think that looks pretty good. And my knife of choice when I'm trimming, I like this Wolfstoff fillet knife. I got this thing razor sharp. You can get right down in there when you need to. Pokes through real easy. But we all get our favorite knives, and whatever you're used to holding is the best knife. And there we go. We're gonna call that a job. Get some seasoning on that real quick tonight. I'm gonna use some 407. I've never tried this before. I won this on Dead Broke BBQ on Ricer's Live. I won this a few months ago, so we're gonna give it a try and see how we go. Let's see, I want to cook this fat side up. So we'll season that last. Well, it's got some really big chunks on it. There we go. That's good thinking on their part. Not putting a binder, that meat's pretty damp. Just get a good liberal coating on here. Get us a good bark. Like I said, this is going to go all night. So 19.5 pounds. I probably trimmed ½ pound off of it, so let's just call it 19 pound. So that means generally you can estimate an hour to hour and a half a pound. So we can get this on at 10 o'clock. See, tomorrow morning at 10, that'll be 12 hours. So not sure what time in the afternoon that thing will be finishing up. Press that in. And let's see if we can flop this over without making a big mess. And it's one big piece of meat. Go around here and get all the edges. Got a little heavy-handed there, but Grumpus. I think we'll be all right. Press that in. Let that sit there about 15 minutes, and we'll get her on the pit. We're going to try to run our pit tonight. Probably, well, I'm going to try to keep her around 225 to 250. depending on if I fall asleep or not. I'll keep things tended pretty good. Hopefully I don't wake up and I've lost my fire, but that's happened before. But I did take a nap this afternoon, so I should be good to go. Alright, there we go. Let me go get cleaned up, and we'll be right back. Alright, since our two thermometers are right about the same, I'm going to put the meat on the top rack between the two gauges. I've also got my water pan in here warming up. Left side is generally the hottest on this pit, so I'm going to turn this around and I'm going to put the point towards the hot spot. Put this right in here like this. And away we go. I'll probably let this go for about 2 hours and then I'll check it. Alright, it's been 3 hours. Let's take a peek, see how we're looking. That don't look too bad, does it? Let's see. Yeah, bark's got a little ways to go yet. We're coming along pretty good. I think we'll give that maybe another hour and then we'll spritz it. I guess now's a good time to go ahead and get our fireboard probes put in. Take this plug out. I've been going by the temperature gauges on the door. Let's go ahead and get us a better reading right where the meat's at. Let's just go ahead and get our meat probe right about middle ways. Right there at the front of the flat. Well, let's see how the fire's doing. Not too bad. It don't take much of a fire to keep this thing heated up. Let's close the door before that fire flares up too much. Alright, we're at the 4-hour mark. Let's check this. Getting some nice color on it. Now I think we need to give it a spritz. Yeah, we're starting to set up now. Nothing on my finger. There we go. It's probably more than we need, but hey, why not? Alright, we'll check that in another hour. For any of y'all that might be interested, when I do these long overnight cooks, I like to use this Thermoworks time stack. If you look at the top counter is my overall cook time, which is counting up, and the number below it is counting down. So right now I've got that set for an hour because I want to come out and check my fire once an hour. We'll check the meat and stack it. The cool thing about this is it does have an alarm on it that goes off. So I can take this in the house with me, and if I want to prop my feet up, maybe take a quick little nap. When that alarm goes off, it will wake me up. And I can come out here and make sure I don't lose my fire and I'm staying on top of my meat. Also, it's good if you've got multiple cooks going. Like if I had a brisket going, I want to keep a track overall time. I could also time ribs and I could time chicken and still have an alarm set. So it's a pretty neat little unit. I use it all the time. This is not a product endorsement or anything. I'm just telling you how I do it when I get these long cooks and I'm afraid to fall asleep because I'll burn something up. This really makes it easy. Well, this brisket's been on the heat for 6 hours and 21 minutes. I think we've hit our stall already. Let's check it and see how we're doing here. Right here in the point, we're at 158, 155, over here in the flat. Yeah, we're at 186, 179, 177. Yeah, let's go ahead and I think I'll go ahead and wrap this. We got a good color on it. Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and wrap this. See if we can get this. Alright, I got some heavy duty foil here. I'm going to fold this up here. Now the spritz I've been using is just apple cider vinegar and water, mostly water. So wet this down real good. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pour a little of this into the pouch. And it looks like my foil's not quite big enough. I pulled 2 out. Let's pour the rest of that in there. Turn this around and see if we can fold it up this way. That's a big brisket. I think I'll get one more piece of foil for that one. Okay, we still have our fat side up. I've still got my point to the left. Get it back up there before we lose all of our heat. Right about where we had it before. Already sliding in there pretty nice. This brisket is cooking a lot faster than I expected it to. Alright, we'll set the timer for another hour. Come back and check our fire. Well, good morning. Well, it's been 10 hours and 15 minutes since we put the brisket on. Let's check it. Oh yeah, this is done. Oh yeah. Let's get this thing off of here. Let's get our probe out. We're gonna get this off here without dumping it. That wasn't too bad. Well, we'll peel the foil back, get this thing, get it started cooling off. We'll let it rest a couple of hours, and then I'll bring y'all back and we'll cut it open and see how she looks. Well folks, this is rested for 2 hours. You can see we got a lot of jiggle in this one. I gotta tell you, I'm a little bit nervous about this one. It was so loose when I bought it. I hope it's just not a big ball of fat. But anyway, let's cut into this, see how it looks. Let's just cut it in half, see what happens. Look at that. Here we are. Oh yeah. I'm assuming you can see that. Yeah, look at that. Juice is running out. Let's get us some slices, see what happens. Tell you what, let's cut it in this flat. Looks like the grain's running. I may have cut that the wrong direction. Let's see here. I think the grain may be this way. Look at that. Falling apart a little bit. I did fall asleep and let it run over. I think it was about 2:05 when I pulled it. It's definitely loose. I'm cutting it over here where you can't see it. Pull that back over here. And you definitely got juice running out of it. Yeah, this turned out to be a pretty nice brisket. A little bit overdone. I'd rather have it that way than tough. Let's cut a slice out of this. There we go. Definitely rendered out. I have to try a piece of that. That's excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Tell you what, that flat has really had a lot of fat in it. So it's really, really tender. I'll try a piece of that. Well, I think we're going to be eating good tonight. I'll put this away. I'll be right back. Well, let's try a piece of this flat. You know, that's really moist. I had a lot of fat running through it. Well, let's try a piece of the point. That's a good brisket. Yep, that's a real good brisket. I was a little bit nervous with it. It looked good. I thought it looked good, but that's the loosest brisket I've ever picked up. You know, generally when you pick them up, now you can really tell that decal's in there. It's pretty hard. This thing folded in my hand, stone cold. So I was thinking, well, a lot of intermuscular fat, or it's just going to be one big glob of fat. So I was sweating it out on this one, but I took a gamble, pleasantly surprised. Oh, and the rub. Farm Road Barbecue, 407. There you go. That's some good stuff. I've never tried that before. Like I told you earlier, I won this on Ricer's Tavern Talk, one of his little giveaways, about a couple of months ago. I finally got around to trying it out. This is really good. It's heavy on the pepper side. Not a lot of heat to it, so I think the rest of the family is going to like it. So I'll leave a link to this, and you want to try it out, I'll have a link below. I'm glad you stuck around for my anniversary edition video. Like I said earlier, 2 years today I uploaded my first video, and it's kind of been a roller coaster. A lot more work than I thought it was going to be, but I'm having a blast. It's a lot of fun, and I hope you all enjoy what I've been putting out. So with that being said, if you like what we've done last night and today, give me a like, thumbs up, all that stuff down there. Subscribe if you haven't already. What you waiting for? It's free. So appreciate you tuning in to Grumpus on Fire. I'm Grumpus. We'll see you next time.